When I go to hang a painting on the wall, I try to grab the painting in the middle and then run my hand across the middle of the mirror. That way the painting is close to center from top to bottom. And then I adjust it between the boards on the wall for the side to side. Next, I put this ruler on the top of the painting. It shows where the 1/3 mark would be depending on the width of the painting. The painting that we're hanging up there, for instance, is 48 inches wide. So I'm going to set my little trinket, which in this case is a pink flamingo eraser, at that mark. When we do a pano photograph, one of the tricks that we do is we just use this little piece of foam core on the top. This particular painting of a bobcat is 48 inches wide. So we would look for the 48 inches on the piece of foam core, which is right there where the flamingo is. And that's at 16 inches. So what we do is we zoom in with the Pano camera to this particular area. Let me turn it this way and we're going to zoom in. What we want to do is we just want to have a little hair of the background showing on the left hand side of the canvas with the flamingo on the top. That's our little gadget that we try to zoom into. So that way we know that the painting is cut into 1/3. So the first shot, then we move the camera over here, is we do 1/3 off to the wall and 2/3 of the painting on, both horizontal and vertical. This is where we would take our first shot in the pano camera. Then we'd move the pano camera 2/3 of the way over here, and we'd keep the horizontal level, and we'd take another shot at this particular area. So then we'd take a look at like a specific spot or something on the bobcat, and we would move the camera over 2/3 of the way again. So we'd go to about here, and then we'd take the next shot. Whoops, keep it vertically the same. And then we'd go 2/3 again to about here, take the next shot, 2/3 here, take the next shot. So this little handy thing up here is just showing us where the 1/3 marker is for our initial zoom in, so we have the right distance. If we were to take the first shot, if we were to zoom into this, we'd only have 2 shots, and it wouldn't really be big enough to do the really large prints that we need to do. So we need to zoom into 1/3 here, and then move the camera out and take like about 5 shots over. It should be 5, 6, maybe 7 if you overlap a lot. And then we come down 2/3 and take the next row. To do a better illustration of this, let me show you on a diagram. Okay, so the green in this particular diagram is the painting. So this is the outside edges of the painting. So this is the little flamingo that's on the top, that we put on the top at the 1/3 mark. So if this painting was 48 inches across, we would put that at the 16-inch mark. So that's 16 inches. Then we zoom in with the camera. So this part of the painting is on the left-hand side of our shot. Our shot is in a vertical formation, and this is on the right-hand side of our shot. So then we zoom into that, so we've got the right zoom ratio. Then we move the camera position, so it takes the shot 1/3 on, or 1/3 off rather, and 2/3 on the painting. So this first red box here represents the first shot. So it's like 1/3 off of the painting and 2/3 on the painting in both the vertical direction and the horizontal direction. Then we go over and we would take the second shot overlapping this shot by 1/3. So that's the overlap there. So this is the second shot. This blue, which is represented by this blue box. Now, this would actually be straight across, but I moved it down a little bit just so the diagram would be easier to read, but it actually would be at a straight line across here, so you wouldn't drop it down at all. So anyway, so first shot is here, second shot is here, then we move over 1/3, so we're overlapping this picture by about 1/3, and we take the next shot here, then the 4th shot here, then the 5th shot here. So you'll end up with 5 shots across if you zoom into 1/3, at least. Sometimes if you overlap a little bit more, which is necessary sometimes if there's a little less detail, then you may end up with 5 to 7 or 6 to 7 shots across. So we try to keep it less than 6 because it's hard for Photoshop to process that much information. Then what we do, so this is the first row, and then you would go and position the camera down. I like to position it right here while I'm at this, and then slide it horizontal. So anyways, the next shot that you would take is the first shot here. So you have 1/3 of the picture of the wall and 2/3 of the picture of the painting. And then you would proceed to do the next shot right here, and then across horizontally, and then you come and do the next row down. So one of the tricks that we've learned is if we have dead spots, and by dead spots we just mean that there's particular areas of the painting that are all one color and really don't have that much information. Sometimes when Photoshop goes to Pano stitch it, it doesn't know how to read it. So we take these little pieces of tape, and we try to do it in a contrasting color, and we try to do, you know, multiple pieces, and we'll just put little pieces of tape on, and that way Photoshop knows where to register the next shot. And the other thing that we need to make sure is, even if we get over to this edge, you know, like over here, and we only, you know, need this particular thing, we can't, if we do 2/3 of the shot off of the picture plane, the painting itself, it's going to focus to the wall, and the wall is about, the canvas depth is about 1.5 to 2 inches, and there's a 2x4 that it's resting on. So it's 4 inches. It's 4 inches difference from the camera to the distance to the wall. Anyways, it is enough to make this out of focus. So we need to make sure, even if we end up over here and we only need a little strip of this, we still keep it 1/3 on the wall and 2/3 on the painting itself. So the focus, right now the focus is set to the center of the shot. So the focus will remain on the plane of the painting itself and not the wall. Then I'm going to brush any lint or debris off of the painting with this broom that is designated solely for the use on paintings. I then sometimes clean the canvas with a microfiber cloth from top to bottom. Next, I take these multiple color pieces of tape and put them on the areas that don't have any information. For instance, the blue background. This helps Photoshop determine where the alignments are when it goes to piece together the pano stitching. This is what a close-up of the applied tape looks like.